Hooray, work. Sorry about that. You got anyone on French and Genshin? You can add me at Genshin. My ID's in the bottom right. You can figure it out. Also, I just realized while I was taking the work call, D-Luke's birthday is today. Also, I may or may not have caused my dogs to bark. I'm not taking credit for it. So while I was on that work call, I had to go tell one of my brothers to be quiet because they're being too loud. And I ended up knocking on his door, and it made all of the dogs freak out. What? Okay. So, as I was saying before that phone call came in, I was planning on doing a whole bunch of stuff for 1.5. Like, I was going to show you guys the Zhongli quest with Yanfei. I was going to show you guys the new area. Just all the new stuff that I possibly could. Alright? And that is, like, what the focus was going to be. And then I realized that today is Thursday. And those who checked the Discord would have seen that today, or tomorrow, was going to be a collab stream. And after doing the time conversions, I think that instead of doing Fall Guys tonight, I think the collab stream is in an hour. Compared to what I thought was yet tomorrow. So, I'm just gonna do the... I'm gonna just do the house, like start the house quest, get as far as we can in that, and then once I see that I'm getting called, once 11 o'clock hits, which is in, okay, Mountain Dew, I'm gonna need you to move, in an hour. If I get a call in an hour, then we're switching to Monster Hunter, and then Monster Hunter will happen for the rest of the night, okay? That's the idea. So, yeah. I'm sorry if I'm like all over the place, like I said, with work calls and me still not feeling the best health. I want to make sure that I'm able to like do everything. It's all good. Jigsaw, you're good. Yeah, but feel free to tag me as friend. You're good. Raipika, you're also... I'm sorry, you're also level 56? You know life this game like me? Means I have 2 level 56! 2 level 56s. I'm so happy, I'm not the only one. Alright, Madam Ping. Oh.
Ah, children, come, come. You've arrived at just the right moment. I've been looking for you.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no. You've done so much for Liyue Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
A gift? For Paimon?
All he did as I should, though.
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't allow it. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds.
Mm-hmm.
That simply won't do. Especially since I imagine you still have a very long journey ahead of you. Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy.
Subspace creation? You go to quantum physics?
My friends never mentioned that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis, part of our illumination, if you will. I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world.
Just fits right in your
teapot
pocket.
that you entered previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
Okay.
So, in the eyes of an adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the other hand, moved mountains and seas. That is what one might call an exercise of true power. But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you just requires a few final materials to add the finishing touch.
So what are the missing materials?
That's right! Finding stuff's what we're good at, after all.
Oh, settle down now, children.
Like there's so are we just gonna get our own teapot and that's where we're gonna go through with like all that sort of stuff? Like we're gonna just dive into a teapot constantly?
What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Some of them are very rare indeed these days.
And what are those, if I might ask?
Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glazed lilies thrived most profusely.
Don't we know where that is? Because that's where Ganyu
You
picked the
would have
glazed
to dig
lilies.
downward, following the roots of the glazed lilies, and if you were lucky enough, you just might find a small patch of shimmer soil there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way it is today.
I'm pretty sure Ganyu.
Even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines all but completely bare of it.
Aw, the
In
granny's
any
upset.
case, smaragdus jadeite is an adepti treasure, and the adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand. Extended contact with it is, in fact, harmful to humans.
Oh, we'll be fine. I'm pretty sure we're not
Goodness
human.
knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Who's the child?
Since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they must be an Adeptus too, right?
Yes. I suppose she does count as
Hold
an
on, is
Adeptus.
Yanfei?
She counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We
Is this
seem to bump
Yanfei?
into them all the time. It feels like even when you go out to eat, you could be sitting next to an Adeptus and never even know it.
Pretty much.
Oh, maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of mundane mortal life, after all.
Mortal life
that
can be
Granny?
nice. Yeah, it's Yanfei.
Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Ah, allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yanfei. She's the one
Yanfei.
helping run some errands for me. Yanfei, I believe you've already heard of the traveler and her traveling companion.
I like her hat.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records.
Hold on. Hold on. Is Yanfei a bunny person? Is Yanfei a bunny person? She has little...
You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith
Slightly
marked you as
bunnies.
a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui.
Damn, she knows all about
Before
us.
finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Chiseng. What a shame.
Why is that a shame?
A shame that we didn't meet sooner.
Wow. I like her eyes. She... Is it constellation like a goat? Might be. I look, like she doesn't have ears. It's just
If
those
we
things.
had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, embarrassing for you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yanfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me.
Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. Yanfei looks like the most normal, and I know that's weird because she has little like goat like or maybe bunny whatever. Her ears are different, cool, but she seems like the most normal person we've ever talked to. Compared to say like D Luke, or I mean in all of Leeway rather. I'm gonna put it like that. She's by far the most normal.
Oh, yes. Here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy.
You know, business cards are pretty cool.
If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
She's all about money, isn't she?
All right, Yanfei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment.
Hold on. You'll
You'll have to excuse Yanfei. She's always been like this, ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
Paimon was gonna ask the same question. You seem really different from the ones we've met before.
Very true.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me.
So she's like
to
half
here.
Adeptus, like Ganyu.
Well, that's
Okay.
a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff? What do you mean he just went back to get married?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis, and that he was fine with it. Even contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus Jadeite. I couldn't find any at all.
Oh, yep. Okay, it's exactly what I'm thinking. I'll talk about what I'm seeing and thinking in a
The
bit.
chasm's been sealed off, and there's just no way in. Couldn't secure any documentation either. Looks like the Ministry of Civil Affairs is serious about keeping it strictly locked down.
Is that so? But Smaragdus Jadeite is really rather essential. Yanfei, are you sure you can't find some other way? They have helped Liyue greatly, after all. It is only right that they are duly rewarded.
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a chance we can figure out some alternative means of procurement. Hold on a moment. Let me have
She has a
look.
book.
Whoa, that's a really thick book.
That is a
What
really
kind of
thick
things do you
book.
write in there?
Commercial consultancy. Or Snezhnaya.
Tartaglia.
Found him. Crossel.
Crossel?
A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them had to do with
We're
rare
doing gold
ores.
sale? What game was that? Was that
He
the
mentioned
game you
that
were
he
talking to me
was
about, Jigsaw?
considering acquiring some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite, or might have an idea of where we can find some. Oh, you want to join
Pretty
me?
good.
I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. Well, that's a first for sure.
It's an Adeptus lawyer.
Be a little more careful than usual while we're with her.
Okay, so, I gotta get this out of the way. I'm sorry. She's not wearing clothes, except for pants and a bra. This girl's not wearing clothes, except for cuffs, a bra, and pants. And she's a fish person. She's a fish person. That's what those little scales on the side are telling me. It's like she's, what's her name? It's like that she's, quiet from, Metal Gear Solid 5, right? I think it's 5. I think it's quiet. Because, there's a character in one of the Metal Gear Solid games who, I think her name is Quiet, I don't remember, who she breathes through her skin, so she has to wear like pretty much no clothes at all, which is just a fancy way of getting fan service going and such. But like she can't like talk because it would suffocate her or something. I never played the game, but that was, I think I read about it. I think she's the same way, where she gets like, she might get like water molecules through the air because she has scales on her hands too. Yeah, so that's definitely her skin. Man, she is not wearing much clothes at all. And before anybody asks, the only reason I'm pointing that out is because I just saw the scales.
Hello, Mr. Crossell. How's business been?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei. What brings you here today?
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source some smaragdus jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further developments on this
Don't
front?
you guys judge me.
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, in the end, I did acquire a small piece of smaragdus jadeite and had it fashioned into a pair of hairpins. Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize. I've already rented them out to a lady named Jiao. If you'd like to inspect them, you may have to wait quite some time.
Wait, isn't smaragdus jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented out?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Jiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me for its full original value.
Yep, makes sense.
In return, I included a clause that guarantees the smaragdus jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Miss Jiao in the event that it is shown to be a fake.
Gotcha.
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false. Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need. To ensure fairness, each of us has retained an original copy of the contract.
This is the most normal Snezhnayan character we have ever met. Next to Tartaglia.
In that case, might you know where Miss Jiao lives? We'd like to pay her a visit and have a look at the hairpins.
Oh, of course. She wrote her address down when we signed our contract. Here, I'll mark it on your map for you.
See, not everyone from Snezhnaya is
We'll
bad.
be off now.
Not everyone from Snezhnaya is bad. Listen, he's pretty normal. Listen, I would like to beg to differ. I think that Tartaglia is the most normal. You can't argue with me on this one. Tortellini is normal. Exactly. Hello.
Oh, whatever shall I do?
Are you, Ji Chao?
Yes, that's me. Is there something I can help you with?
How do you do, Miss Jiao?
Jiao.
We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented a pair of hairpins from him.
Hey, look, it updated.
My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take a look at them?
The hairpins. I can't lend them to you right now. I've lost them. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I hadn't even worn them yet.
Oh, did he steal them back?
I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value, there's no way I could come up with that amount of money on such short notice.
What'd you need them in the first place?
My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off. We now have a
Okay.
backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants to complete them. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity to mingle and discuss prices. That's what the hairpins were for, well, to keep up appearances. I can't have them looking down on me.
Makes sense.
Now that I've lost the hairpins, what will I do?
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of deja vu?
Because we can help.
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I haven't heard anything back from them yet.
We'll be fine.
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Miss Chow, would you let me have a look at the rental contract you signed?
Ooh.
Well, I mean, sure, I have it right here.
Ooh.
Here you are.
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help Juqiao somehow.
But it is a little unfair to Crossel.
True. Though surely there must be a win-win solution.
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay Mr. Crossel the original value of the hairpins as compensation for the loss.
Okay.
Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices into account. And given the rarity of Smaragdus Jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation may end up being significantly higher as a result.
Okay.
Even higher. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
But,
Juqiao looks like she's about to faint.
but,
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway,
you know, I like it.
they're lost, so how exactly would we be able to find out if the jadeite is genuine or not? Whichever way you look at it, we've got to start by finding those hairpins.
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the Jadeite is genuine, would there?
Seems right.
Please. Please, don't trouble yourselves over this. The fact is, I lost the item and I should pay compensation per the contract.
it's a
However
huge
much it is,
sum.
I will have to pay it. My family are merchants after all. It's
We can
vital that
find them,
keep
it'll
our
be
word and
fine.
Respect our
Be fine.
contracts. Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossel in the dark any longer. I'll go and inform him of the issue and then negotiate the amount of compensation.
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, I have some questions about the hairpins. So hold on a moment, Mr. Chow. When you first touched the hairpins, what did you feel?
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were perfectly smooth to the touch, like the finest quality jade. My
Okay.
family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so I am quite certain of my judgment in this matter.
Smooth to the touch, finest quality jade.
I think that the name is misleading and it's not Jade.
No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things. Let's head over to Mr. Crossel's.
Okay. So let me guess, Crossel is actually conning this woman. Dickhead. Alright, let's see what's going on here.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Juqiao in tow, too, I see. How are the hairpins? I trust you're quite satisfied with them?
About that.
This is bad.
You lost them? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how expensive they were?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Truly, I am. I'll pay the compensation as per our contract.
How did she lose them, or did
Nice,
somebody
Mora.
steal them?
Mora? Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that Smaragdus Jadeite? I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes, and if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus Jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course. Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation. Please wait here, Mr. Crossell.
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last mora that they're worth.
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise that money.
Well, it's nice. I
Please
doubt
wait,
they're gonna
Mr.
book
Chow.
you.
I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.
Man, Yanfei seems schemy. Find a convenient place. Guys, let's find this convenient place to talk. Dude, the load times are amazing. So short.
Miss Yanfei,
I'm happy.
what is this about? Are you here to tell me how much I owe?
You owe
No.
your soul.
What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the Orin laid on those hairpins may not be Smaragdus Jadeite after all.
How?
What do you mean? Are you implying that you already
Excuse me.
sneaked off and found them?
Man, my throat is
Obviously
killing me.
not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's
Damn.
just say I made some deductions.
Yanfei is just owning us right now. She's starting to become my favorite character. Rosaria's still #1, but
I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus Jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. It most certainly would not be smooth to the touch. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were in your possession?
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time. Not even the slightest bit unwell. I didn't feel anything special at all, in fact.
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier that there were elemental traces in Mr. Crossell's vicinity. If I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus Jadeite in his possession.
If that's
So
the
slip the
case,
finals. No
we
worries,
should go
Arpika.
confront him
Good luck
right
on your
now
finals.
And expose his dirty scam right to his face.
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. Eventually, he would find some argument to compel us to leave.
Understood, yeah.
Then, he'd throw the Smaragdus Jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
Very vivid description.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be experience talking.
Exactly.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are certainly one way of resolving them. Fortunately, I have far more elegant solutions at my disposal. I'll share them with you in due course.
Can I just say that Yanfei's hat is amazing? Sorry.
Well then, since you're so experienced in dealing with problems like this, perhaps you could help me, Miss Yanfei.
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I ask you to please sign this contract?
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? Paimon can't even keep track.
If I had one more for every time I heard the word contract, I think we'd have at least 100.
It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain someone else we know.
Also very
These are
true.
my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, I require a written contract. Any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you will take it, Miss Yanfei.
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now write your address here, and then sign on this page as well.
Paimon's like, what the is this a essay?
And I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint over here.
Duh. Paimon doesn't understand. Paimon does not understand. Paimon's head is dizzy. That's how Paimon dies. Due to head explosion.
This contract has so many pages. Paimon's all out of brain juice again.
I know my
All right,
Paimon.
that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through and let me know if you have any questions.
Please tell me that the cost is not more than the
I've had
jade.
a read through. Everything checks out.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, it will actually be quite straightforward to resolve, once we've got some things squared away.
Okay.
I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before, in which case, hopefully this should be quite the experience.
Hooray!
Miss Yanfei, I have to ask, why are you helping me?
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus Jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of geo-energy around Mr. Crossel, so perhaps he has, in fact, secured some. Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter, but either way, it's a lead. As long as we follow it, who knows? We might just be able to get our hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite.
True.
Also,
Smaragdus.
the idea of
Good
someone
name.
abusing the law to their advantage, I won't stand for it. But again, let's not dwell on this. Let's go to... where can we find someone who processes ore?
Behind you.
I've got it! Let's pay a visit to Chateau, the boss of the Jade Mystery.
Chateau.
He's a professional when it comes to working with stone and ore. If Mr. Crossel had his ore worked on at all,
Is that Chateau
would
behind you?
undoubtedly have been his first choice.
Yep. That's Chateau. I forgot that's what his name is.
Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to... Oh, it's you, Miss Yanfei. Is something the matter?
This guy sounds way more flamboyant than I remember. Is that just me?
Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win? Oh, I swear on all that is sacred.
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnine merchant named Crossel enlisted your ore processing services recently by any chance?
Alright, dude, I was so happy that we had one Snezhnine person that wasn't Tartaglia that was nice. Am I feeling a little bit better? Oops, how are you?
You say? I do remember that. He brought me a piece of ore, claiming that it was Smaragdus Jadeite. That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus Jadeite or not. But if a customer insists, far be it from me to contradict them. He was quite generous
dang.
with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the ore as per his request.
Do you have any leftover debris from your work on it?
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study myself later. They're right over there, in fact.
This guy
Thank you,
sounds
sir.
super flamboyant.
We'll take a look at them.
Look at the debris. It's just regular jade. Who could have thought?
If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shavings.
Nephrite?
Yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time. I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
Thin layer of separation, huh?
I feel like that's a song.
If you must see for yourself,
6
try
degrees of
examining
separation.
these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite is an entirely ordinary ore, containing no elemental energy whatsoever.
Is that so? Well, we might as well give Elemental Sight a shot.
True.
So, did you find anything?
Not a
Oh,
trace.
they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao was able to tell what it was just by looking at the shards? That's pretty awesome.
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my time.
Yeah, why couldn't he tell him
These two
apart?
stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to tell them apart. There may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an astronomical difference in terms of the market price. And, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them carved into shape.
All right, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
Yep, Yanfei is the most normal character in this entire game, and I love her.
But, never mind, Shirto. Why would Mr. Crossell...
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's take some of these shavings back to Chateau.
Alright, so that way we could at least clear it up with him that, these are these are not jadeite, it's nephrite.
Miss Yanfei? Might I be so bold as to inquire,
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir, Mr. Crossell did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store was in fact Smaragdus jadeite, did he not?
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact. Here. It says quite clearly, 1 chunk Smaragdus jadeite, uncut.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and these stone shavings?
Of course. But might I ask why you need them?
Oh,
Legal.
I have my reasons. Ah, yes. Please sign here on this affidavit. This
Affidavits!
document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the, ore that Mr. Crossell brought to your store. Please read it carefully.
Yes, I see. Forgive me for asking again, Miss Yanfei, but might I know the nature of the incident on this occasion?
I feel like, you at least should tell, like, the quote-unquote witness why they're being a witness, right? I don't know much about legal proceedings and such, but I feel like you should. Excuse me.
I wouldn't say there's been an incident, just a minor issue. Thank you, sir. I'll take these with me.
With this hard evidence to back us up, Crossell won't dare try to deny what he did.
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build a case. We need to find something a little more compelling. If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry.
It's a big book.
Aha! Got it! Sinxie. She often helps people to find a jewelsmith. Let's go pay her a visit.
Well, that was quick. How come you know so many people?
She's been around for probably a few hundred
people come
years.
to me for legal advice every day. As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. And contracts, well, I should say laws, are very important to us.
Makes
But
sense.
the amendments made by the Tianquan to our laws are unnecessarily complicated. How can I put this? It just seems like they're hard to understand and impossible to finish. As such, legal advisors like myself provide quite the popular service indeed.
So you help them make sense of the law. But didn't you say that it's hard to understand and impossible to finish?
Sometimes.
Yes, well, that's no obstacle because I've memorized all the legal codices.
You memorized them?
You sound surprised. Knowing the law inside out is a legal advisor's bread and butter, you know?
That's very true. Very, very true.
Oh,
I've
this
become
has
so
nothing to do with being an adeptus. I just like reading things.
Again, with that casual tone.
She's the most
Well,
normal
that's
character in
nothing.
this entire
Let's
game.
go look for Sinxie.
And she's amazing. Why are all the characters in this game so amazing? Every single one of them is amazing. I don't know why I'm drinking Monster when I have my throat still. It's meh. Alright, Jinxie. Jinxie?
Oh, Miss Yanfei, it's you. Has something happened? Did the client from last time,
Nope.
Have no further trouble from then on? Yes, of course. I'm just here to ask you a few questions.
Yay,
Has
questions!
by the name of Crossell asked you to put him in contact with a jewelsmith recently?
Crossell? Yes, I remember him. He's a merchant from Snezhnaya, no? Yeah, he came to me with a chunk of something he called Smaragdus jadeite. The design of the hairpins that he gave me was quite intricate, so it took me some work to find someone who was up to the job. Eventually, I found an older jewelsmith who made them exactly according to his
Always, Spooper.
specifications.
Always.
This order was on hold for a very long time, and only completed quite recently, which is why I remember it so well.
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence to be found here.
But who's the
Miss
jewelsmith?
Cincy, I'd like for you to confirm for me once more. When Mr. Crossell commissioned you to find him a jewelsmith, did he or did he not assert that the material he presented to you that day was called Smaragdus Jadeite?
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials, and the asking price was quite high, so we had to put this transaction on record with the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
Let's go.
Mr. Crossell
Okay,
wasn't
Ministry.
very familiar with the necessary procedures, so I filed it on his behalf.
Gotcha.
I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself. The item is called Smaragdus Jadeite Twin Phoenix Pins. The inlaid gemstone is recorded as Smaragdus Jadeite. The document even has the official seal of the ministry on it.
Perfect.
Thank you, Cincy. Now, could you let me borrow this document?
Sure, it isn't serving much purpose here anyway. I take it then that there's been some more trouble?
Yeah.
Nothing you need to worry about, just a minor issue. I'll return your document as soon as I'm done with it. Thanks again.
Don't you need an affidavit?
Everyone's first reaction always to assume someone or something is in trouble.
Yeah, it's legal consultancy.
I believe we have almost all the evidence we need. We just need to make one last trip. Let's go to Boo Boo Pharmacy to speak with Dr. Baiju.
The
Oh,
weirdo
him
with the
again.
snake around his neck? What do you want to speak to him for?
Why do we have to talk to him?
Because only he can provide an authoritative statement confirming that Smaragdus Jadeite is harmful to the human body. Once we have this final piece of evidence in our hands, we can wrap this case up.
Oh, we haven't talked to Baiju in so long. And no one likes Baiju. No one. I want him on my team, but no one likes Baiju. Who in the right mind likes Baiju? King Cheese, he tried to con... He's using Chi-Chi for his own nefarious deeds.
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm afraid that if you're looking for our little Chi-Chi, she's out gathering herbs.
Everyone just wants to talk to Chi-Chi.
And if it isn't Miss Yanfei as well, now that's an even rarer honor. What business brings you here, might I inquire? Some charlatans peddling ineffectual medicines again, no doubt?
No. I'm here this time to ask if you're familiar with Smaragdus Jadeite.
Smaragdus Jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it
He also-
included in the 6th commentary on the 7 mountain treatises.
He's also one of the plant users. I just noticed he has a vision.
7 mountain
Yeah,
treatises
right there.
states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it.
So we will
It
get
is
him
abundant
eventually.
in elemental energy, so if someone without a vision is in contact with it for a prolonged period, best case scenario, they fall ill. Worst case scenario, they'll suffer great changes in personality and their illness will only ever get worse. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to chit-chat. Knowing you, Yanfei, and given the specific nature of your question, I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official
This was
affidavit
ordained by
attesting to the
fate.
pharmaceutical
Long had I foreseen it.
peculiarities of Smaragdus Jadeite.
Hey, Val, thank you for the resubscription 4 months in a row. Happy 4 months. I thought I posted this not too long ago. It might have been 3 months is what she posted, and then it just tipped over to 4. But how you doing, Val? Hope you're doing better. How was your stream today? I think I was asleep.
That is indeed the case. If you would be so kind, Dr. Baiju.
No trouble at all. It's just a single document. Won't take me a moment. I would mention, though, that you are not the only one who's developed a curiosity for Smaragdus Jadeite recently. A Snezhnayan merchant came to ask me about it not long ago. But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one of remarkable disappointment. I wonder, Miss Yanfei, if your pressing business might be
Nice, Val,
related to the
nice.
Snezhnayan merchant?
Ah, you needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baiju. Thank you for penning us that document. I'll make sure to compensate you in due course.
Hooray!
You're too kind. Take care now.
So when's our Baiju and Chi-Chi
That
co-
Baiju guy is as weird as ever.
I want him on my team.
Paimon, or does it feel like
Dr. Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossel.
That's good that you get finished. You got caught up with all of it. Good stuff. Hello, Crossel.
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust you will now be in a position to assess the compensation due.
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded. I can now provide a final figure for the amount payable.
Wonderful. Well then, please, could you do the honors, Miss Yanfei?
Of course. According to the stipulations of the contract, Mr. Crossel, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price in Mora.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her? Surely there's been some kind of mistake, Miss Yanfei.
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid within the Smaragdus Jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr.
Yanfei
Chow
going
was,
for the
in
knockdown.
fact, Smaragdus Nephrite. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine. Accordingly, you are liable for this sum, which is payable to Mr. Chow in Mora.
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yanfei, you cannot frame me like this. I spent a huge sum to obtain that Smaragdus Jadeite, and yet you claim that the ore inlaid on the hairpins is somehow fake? I demand to see your evidence.
We have three
Indeed.
pieces.
Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it is genuine. Traveler, please produce the evidence in question.
Jade Mystery.
This is a processing record from the Jade Mystery, along with stone samples and an affidavit signed by the business owner, Chateau.
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between Smaragdus Jadeite and Smaragdus Nephrite. How does this prove anything? In any case, Smaragdus Nephrite is the outer layer of Smaragdus Jadeite. So I had him cut away the Nephrite, he returned the valuable Jadeite core to me, and some Nephrite samples remain in the store. What am I missing exactly?
That's an unsubstantiated belief.
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated. And we are here to talk about evidence, aren't we?
That is true.
Looks like our first piece of evidence didn't convince him at all. Seems like he came prepared. What should we do next?
What up,
Hard
Mo? How's it
evidence,
going?
Something legally binding. We have just the thing. Show him, Trap.
This document proves that my hairpins are the real deal, doesn't it? This is the Ministry's seal, after all. It shows that the ore inlaid on the pins is indeed Smaragdus Jadeite.
Our second piece of evidence didn't work either. And this guy's getting more belligerent by the second.
You know, you could be right. Perhaps the hairpins are the real deal after all.
Of course I'm right. All the evidence shown supports my story.
Well, hang on a moment now, because
Jigsaw.
I do recall one final piece of evidence that we haven't revealed yet. Traveler, would you do the honors? This shall serve as decisive proof of our case.
What's this?
Smaragdus Jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. Sustained contact with Smaragdus Jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause a mild malady, while in serious cases, the patient may suffer a dramatic change of personality and fall seriously ill. Mr. Crossel, were you aware of these peculiar properties of Smaragdus Jadeite?
I had no idea.
No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. But for you to have rented out such a dangerous item, I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. However, I'm sure that the Ministry will be relatively lenient considering that, as you say, you were ignorant of the danger you posed.
Damn,
Don't worry, Mr.
going
Crossel.
in.
I will make sure that all the evidence presented here will be handed over to the Ministry. I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation in their investigations.
What? Wait! I knew.
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear Mr. Crossel. But if you knew of Smaragdus Jadeite's dangerous properties beforehand, why would you...
Huh? No, The hairpins aren't actually...
Boom, boom, boom,
actually inlaid
boom.
with genuine Smaragdus Jadeite? Is that what you were about to say? You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this means that you will have to pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original price in Mora? Mr. Crossell,
Damn.
your answer, please. My client and I are waiting.
Yanfei's seriously intimidating right now. It's like she's a different person.
She's great.
I admit it. I confess. The ore I had inlaid on those hairpins was Smaragdus nephrite. But I'm a victim in all of this too. I invested a great deal of time and money into acquiring that small amount of Smaragdus jadeite, in the hopes of turning it into a piece of jewelry that would fetch a fine price.
But it would make anybody sick.
After receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I couldn't sleep a wink or eat a single bite.
Damn.
I was in a constant state of agitation, too. I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out, only to discover that this sort of stone cannot be worn as jewelry. But how could I let all that money go to waste?
Damn.
That's why I had another pair of hairpins made from Smaragdus nephrite, which is almost indistinguishable from Smaragdus jadeite.
Almost.
I kept the real Smaragdus jadeite in a specially made box. I daren't touch it again. I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why I only dared to rent them out, not sell them. And then to top it all off, Jiqiao lost the hairpins after I rented them out to her.
So you charged it?
If they weren't the real deal, why'd you make
To
her pay
probably
so
make a
much?
profit.
I didn't want to either, but when I purchased that
Yeah,
Smaragdus jadeite,
makes sense,
some of my
Boo-Boo.
business partners found out. I knew they'd be watching closely to see how much I could make off it. If word got out that I sold a pair of fake hairpins, then my days in this line of business would be over.
All right, let's cut the appeals phase right there. I failed to see what bearing any of this has on your transaction with my client. According to the contract, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original price in Mora, and that is final.
Yeah, due to the contract.
10 times.
Croso looks like he could faint any second.
As for me, according to my contract with Mr. Chow, 20% of that sum will go to me.
20%? That's as much as I spent on that Smaragdus jadeite.
Damn.
There's no need. It's fine. You don't have to pay me that much, Mora. Even if the Smaragdus jadeite on those hairpins was fake, I still bear responsibility for losing them. Legally or not, I think I owe some compensation for that.
Not wrong.
Ms. Jiqiao, you...
However, Mr. Crossell, since you have no use for that chunk of Smaragdus jadeite, why don't you give it to me instead? I'll consider us even.
What? But all right then. This cursed rock's brought me enough grief as it is.
Yeah, that works.
Miss Yanfei, I'll turn this Smaragdus jadeite over to you. I trust that it will suffice as remuneration?
Perfect.
Well, that's not quite how the rules say this should go, but whatever. It'll do.
Thanks so much for your help this time, Miss Yanfei. When you have the
Perfect.
time,
It all worked
I'll be sure
out.
to visit
Convenient.
And express my thanks
Convenient.
more appropriately.
My nose
Oh, come
hurts.
on. No need to stand on ceremony. Now, if I may confirm this again, Mr. Chow, have you and Mr. Crossell come to an understanding?
Well, yes, I believe we have.
Well then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client has no further claims against you.
Is that so? That's good. That's good.
Actually, Mr. Crossell, I'd like to talk business for a second, if I may. I can see from
Ooh.
the hairpins you produce that you're very skilled in jewelry design. My family, on the other hand, works in the ore business, and we have a fair stock of fine ores. If we could join
Ooh.
forces, your jewelry designs and our choice ores, I think we could do some fine business between us.
Oh, shit.
Let me think for a moment.
Friendship. Friendships being
Well,
made.
that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus jadeite that Granny wants too. All's well that ends well, eh?
Yeah, there's a lot of twists and turns as
Exactly.
usual.
Usually when someone tells us they've lost something, we end up searching all over the place for it. But this time, you managed to solve the problem with just a big stack of documents.
Also true.
Even though the solution didn't involve actually finding the hairpins.
The right solution depends on your perspective on the problem. The objective of my client, Mr. Chow, was to reduce her liability to pay compensation. So, rather than looking high and low for some hairpins, proving that the rented item was nowhere near worth what the vendor had claimed it to be was the more efficient solution.
Did they get like an actual lawyer to write
An
this?
Adeptus. Speaking of, you took part in that battle, didn't you? In which case, you would have heard what Granny said.
Mm-hmm.
Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by humans.
True.
The title of Adeptus means precious little to me compared to my job as a legal advisor. In any
Aw.
case, don't you think that the Liyue Harbor of today needs legal consultancy far more than it needs adeptal powers?
Also true.
I
Very
can
true.
think of someone who would definitely disagree with your reasoning.
Just reason.
Well,
yeah.
since we got what we came for, it's time to pay Granny a visit. I bet she's been on tenterhooks for a while now.
Yeah, we'll talk to her. We'll tell her what's going on. Talk to Granny. Dude, everyone calls her Granny. It's kind of weird. Why does everyone call her Granny? I blame King Cheese. I like how the light was like, yeah, by the way, you can climb. Hello. There's the SMH.
Ah, you've returned. How did it go? Were you able to find the Smaragdus Jadeite?
Yep, Yanfei's found it.
Good. Then we have all the materials we need.
Well,
Okay.
if we're all set, Granny, I'll get going now. Got a ton of clients waiting for me back at the office.
Oh, you. All right then. Go see to your business. Granny should be able to handle the rest.
Sweet.
I'm off then. Bye! Oh yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose the business card I gave you. I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If you should ever bump into any trouble with the law, come find me directly. Regulars get discounts too.
Hell
Come now,
yeah.
child, are you leaving or are you not? If you have no wish to leave, perhaps you'd like to help me clean my teapot. Hmm?
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
That child. Goodness knows where she learned to be so rambunctious. Her father was hardly so riotous or fond of talking nonsense back in the day when he stood beside Rex Lapis.
Yeah, very unique.
Indeed she is. Liyue has changed, and the Adepti must also learn to change. Yanfei might be overly garrulous, but she is also the most intimately acquainted with the city among us all. Liyue is not the same place I once knew.
I'm sorry, Granny.
All right then. Let us speak of this no more. Back on topic. I believe that I still owe you a little gift.
Yeah, a teapot.
I'm so excited! How is it made?
Yeah, how long does it take?
Ah, it is but a single teapot. It shan't take long at all. Just wait here for a moment.
Okay. And hopefully we can get to some of this stuff before we have to switch.
There we go. This Serenity pot is all
Serenity.
yours
I love
now.
it.
Hold it firmly. If you were to drop it, oh goodness, who knows what might happen?
Yeah, let's go test it out. Just throws the teapot on the ground. The entire world just starts vibrating and like shrinks into a black hole.
Take these blueprints with you as well. You'll need them if you wish to make your teapot a little more lively inside.
Thanks, Granny.
Wait a minute, Granny. How exactly are we supposed to use this teapot?
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I've already arranged for a certain little helper to await you within this teapot. She will explain everything you need to know about it.
Cool. There we go. The Serenity Teapot. This teapot known as the Serenity. Okay. Go to the inventory. Go to gadgets, but first I'm gonna just place. Enter. A realm layout. Oh shit. Okay, I don't want the floating abode. Honestly, I would love the cool aisle. I'm gonna do the cool aisle. Oh god! We're just getting sucked into a teapot! What the heck? Who are you? Is that a penguin?
Wow! This teapot seems even bigger inside than Madame Ping's! There's even a great big house in the middle, too!
True.
Huh. But there's just a whole load of nothing around it.
Let's get
I
chiseling.
can't do that! Well, you're the one with the sword anyway. You do it! Still, why is it so empty
Is that
here
a penguin?
apart from that house? Oh, wait a second. What is that?
It's a penguin, dude. Who are you? Explore the area. Are you a penguin, dude?
Well, it seems that we have a visitor.
I'm gonna call you Penguo.
It's a huge finch!
Penguin.
Excuse me, I am not a finch. I am a teapot spirit, and you may call me...
Penguino.
Hang on a moment. What am I supposed to be called again?
Penguino? Shit.
Oh, call me. I suppose you may call me Tubby.
I feel like I dropped something. Tubby. Sorry. Tubby?
So you're the little helper Madame Ping mentioned?
Tubby.
Madam Ping? Oh, you must mean Ping. Yes, she did summon me here. She told me much about you. You may leave all matters regarding the upkeep of this realm to me. Your
Okay.
journey may be far from over, but at least this way you will not want for a comfortable place to sleep each night.
So yeah, what's a
Though
teapot
it
spirit?
is the Adepti who create realms such as this, they generally do not have the time of day to attend to the banal matter of their maintenance. Thus, we teapot spirits were created to help guard their realms and manage their affairs. You may consider me a butler, if you will.
Okay.
Now, allow me to explain this realm to you.
It looks really
Have you
cool.
any blueprints on you? Specifically, blueprints with beautiful rooms, chairs, and the like. As long as you have a blueprint, you can refashion this realm however you please.
Blueprints? Oh, that's right! Granny handed us some when she gave us the teapot, didn't she? Let's take them out and have a look.
Okay.
Yes, these are the blueprints I'm talking about. Go on, open them up. Just commit the image of the objects to memory and prepare the necessary materials. Then simply release the thought from your mind and the object in the blueprint shall appear within this teapot.
Wow! Is that all it takes? Then we could build
Excuse
a
me.
whole city inside, couldn't we?
I
Damn.
doubt it. A golden-eyed adeptus explained this to me at some point in the past. He said that even though subspace creation is a product of adeptal power, even that has its limits. This world is not a true one, after all. It provides merely a moment of brief respite from the mortal realm, not a means of escaping
Look at
it
this bird
entirely.
thing. I love it.
A golden-eyed adeptus? Paimon wonders who could that be?
That's
I
yummy.
hardly remember myself. What's more, I have never seen that adeptus again since. Well, let's not dwell on that. Have a look around. Best you get accustomed to this realm.
True.
If there's anything you would like to ask, just look for me.
Not really that hard to find. Alright, so the Serenity Pot. After using and summoning the Serenity Pot, travelers can interact with it and enter the mode within. Travelers can also use and summon the pot while they are within its confines. Interacting with the Serenity Pot in its state will allow travelers to leave it. Travelers can also directly open the map interface and fast travel to any of the teleport waypoints to immediately leave the Serenity Pot. Talk to the Teapot Spirit inside the Serenity Pot to learn about and manage all manner of teapot-related affairs. and you can create all kinds of items from the creation screen. Materials used to create items can be gathered all around the world.
You leave?
After obtaining a furnishing, use the place function to put it in position. Place furnishings increase the adeptal energy rank of your Serenity Pot. As your adeptal energy rank increases, realm currency will accumulate at a faster rate. Spend realm currency in the realm depot to purchase various items. Once in a while, a teapot traveling salesman will visit your abode. There is a chance he will bring some rare treasures with him. If you acquire the blueprint for a furnishing set, you can place furnishings by batch. You can still make adjustments to individual furnishings while batch placing them. Okay. Holy crap. So... I guess I want to... Okay, so you can be super precise, which is cool. Maybe placing it right here would be good. Actually, hold on. It might be better to place it, like, over here. Okay. I have nothing else. Save changes. Okay. Oh, we can forge stuff here. Okay. What do you got?
Maybe you're not used to the place at the moment, but once you've
Yeah. Trust rank. Bare bones. So I need to get to 20,000 for fit as a king. So I got 1590. Oh, you can have multiple houses at some point.
Maybe you're not.
Ooh. Taco Bell sounds good. Sorry, I'm trying to like piece this all together. Yeah, it is. So I want to do this. Takes 16 hours, but that's okay.
Maybe you're.
So what about the Realm Depot? How much money do I have? I have 0. Okay. Man, so there's a lot that we're going to have to learn. And a lot we're going to have to get set up. But we'll worry about that in a bit. And I need to build stuff. Okay. What's this do? Oh, check the placement screen and save your furnishing plan. Okay. Obtain 3 types of wood. Learn 3 furnishing blueprints. Enter the mansion. Process a dye. Jesus, there's a lot of stuff. Okay. We'll learn about this stuff later, I think. I'll look into it further later down the line, but for right now, I think we should head back out. It's a little cramped in here, if you get my drift. It's a little cramped. Alright. So, how much time do I got left? Okay, I got like 15 minutes before we, yeah, because Monster Hunter is definitely going to be the next thing we're doing today. So, I am going to very quickly get all my other like side stuff done real quick. And then we will switch to Monster Hunter because we are doing a collab stream with Minimal and 2 of their friends. And I'll be streaming on my end, so that way you guys can see what's going on. Oh, I should probably grab my Switch. And then we might do Genshin tomorrow to do the rest of the quests that I'm missing. That I haven't done yet, but we'll see. Maybe do some more grinding. Because it seems like there's still a lot more that I need to do. And apparently the house building stuff is going to take a while. It's going to take a little bit of time. We be surviving. And I'm also really glad I took medicine before stream today, because otherwise I feel like I'd probably be in a lot of pain while streaming. Besides the sneezing issue, where sneezing breaks my hands. Good thing Zhongli is just powerful. Yeah, we strong. We is super strong. Okay. So, something else I need to consider is I gotta make sure I'm doing these as much as I can. I have to still defeat some boss opponents, and I need to do ley lines and domain challenges. Which means... well... actually, I should be able to level up Yanfei a little bit more. I actually should be in at a decent point to level up some people. I do not have that much. I was like, I don't have that much Firestones. He says as he has a ridiculous amount of Firestones. Okay. So, we go to Yanfei. Yanfei can be leveled up. Cool. Do I have enough books? No. Do I have enough money? No. Do I have enough things? The answer is gonna be no, apparently. That's a... fuck. Where is... okay, let's go grab money first. I'll level up Yanfei later. But Yanfei is gonna need a lot of that monster's, stuff. Also, yeah, you were level...
In the name of the princessin.
So, as long as I can get all of this done, we should be okay. But at the same time,
Everybody stand back.
oh man, there's still a lot I gotta do. And now I get the feeling that leveling up everyone to level 90 is not the play anymore, which sucks because I want to get everyone to level 90 first. But I'm... oh man, I don't know what the play is anymore. Yeah, I think level 90 still is going to be the play with everybody, and then we're just going to go from there. I have ideas of what I want to do, and I think we'll definitely be able to do it. So we have 3 weeks until Eula shows up as the next banner. So we actually have a lot of time. The big issue that we're going to run into, though, is more so, like, how many people we can get leveled up in time. So Yanfei needs Noctilucous Jade, which I actually don't know where to grind, so that's kind of off the table right now. Rosaria's level 90, and I need more Valberries for Lisa and somebody else? Man, there's a lot we're gonna have to do. So I think we might be streaming Genshin tomorrow instead of whatever I had planned originally. And the reason being is just because it's gonna be crazy, admittedly. It's gonna be fucking crazy. Because I'm gonna have to gather a lot of materials for the house. At the same time, I'm gonna have to gather... I'm gonna have to gather stuff for the house. At the same time, I'm gonna have to gather stuff for each character. Man, dude, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be fucking crazy. Okay, so, out of everyone in chat, I think Mo plays this game, and I know King Cheese plays this game, right? That should be everyone in chat who plays this game, correct? I'm just trying to figure out who plays this game that's in chat. Because I am going to be completely honest, I need to steal resources from people's places. Ow. I'm about to die. Who said I was going to steal your jade? Who said I was going to steal your jade, King Cheese? See, King Cheese just guessing everything? Just guessing? Oh, hello. Okay, 2 more. And that also should get me... I want to get to 1 million money before I start grinding, like, experience books. No, I can get Noctilucous Jade myself, to be honest. I can very easily get Noctilucous Jade by myself. Like, that's not an issue. I am going to need to steal some Valberries. Well, hold on. We'll take a look before we switch games. But we need to make a list of kind of what I need to steal. Some things are pretty easy, but others... No, they're not that easy to get. And I'm hoping that we can get to maybe having 7 people left. Excuse me. If I could get at least 7 characters left to get to level, if I could get at least 7 people left to get to level 90, I think that would be perfect. So we're gonna before we end off Genshin today, before we switch games, I'm going to do my best to figure out who exactly we're gonna be focusing on. Also, there's a little bit of an issue that I gotta tell you guys about. And this is just something that it pretty much only affects me. It doesn't really affect you guys, especially because I'm trying to get the voice lines. Plot twist, it's about the voice lines in this game. I need to show you guys a few things. So, voice lines. You guys might know that I did a video kind of going through all the voice lines in the game for a few characters that I had time to do. As you can see, Razor has a lot of them. However, because my birthday happened while I was playing this game, I think I unlocked the birthday voice line for all characters. So that's great. On top of that, you might notice that I've already done, if you guys check out the YouTube channel, you guys will see that I've actually already done Ketching's voice lines. However, it says new. Because I have the PS5 version, it acts like I have everything new again, which is not the case. At the same time, there is now a voice line about Yanfei. And about the birthday. So that I'm essentially, my idea right now is I'm going to hold off on doing anything voice line based until I get every character to level 90. I think that's the easiest way, and then we'll just do like kind of minor updates as time goes on. I think that's the best way to handle it. Just being honest. I think that is legitimately the best way to handle it. So, for those who like listening to the voice lines and everything, it's gonna be a bit. I got 7 minutes before we switch games, so we should be, after I do this one, we should be in a good time. Here's another question, and King Cheese, you might know the answer to this one. Is there actual, like, information as to what Eula's requirements are for Ascension? Has that been revealed or no? Probably. Can you look it up for me real quick? Oh, there we go. Alright. Because that will at least help me figure out what the idea is going to be for upcoming stuff. Okay. So, here is my plan. Let me actually do this. We're going to go to the setup here. As of right now, I have... Okay. Perfect. Thank you. So let me see what she needs. She needs the cryohypostasis stuff, which makes sense. And she needs dandelion seeds. Dandelion seeds, admittedly, is not too bad, actually. Yeah. Dandelion seeds are actually not too bad, so we can do a little bit of grinding of those. I'm gonna actually check how much I even have of those. Dandelion seeds. I think the answer is 0. I think the answer is 0. Nope, 17. Alright, we're gonna need a lot. You suddenly get all your energy back, or you crash harder than the train already derailed. Hopefully you get your energy back. That'd be probably better. Okay. So, we have 1, 2, before Eula comes out in 3 weeks, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, don't count, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 characters we need to worry about. We have 2 Geo, 2 Hydro, 3 Electro, 4 Pyro, and 1 Cryo. About to be 2. So, here's what I'm thinking. And this is definitely doable. This is definitely doable. I think that before Eula comes out, Kaya needs to be the next one maxed out. Kaya and Yanfei. I'm going to focus on Yanfei first. Get her maxed out with the Noctilucous Jade. Then we'll focus on leveling Kaya up. And Kaya shouldn't be that bad either. After that, I want to focus on getting the Electro users done. Mainly because Bidu is the one who's furthest behind, and I think if I could just get the Electro users done, that should be good. So hopefully by the time Eula comes out, Kaya, Yanfei, Lisa, Bidu, and Fischl all are level 90. Because what that would mean is once Eula comes out, we only have to focus Cryo for her, and I won't have to worry about Electro stuff anymore. I think that's the best idea.
I'm hungry. Let's hunt.
And we now have a big reason to grind.
If you ever want
also
to
need
trade
Nectar Root
tactics,
District.
I'm always ready.
And honestly, I'm going to level you up because that means I don't have to worry about blue anymore. Right? Now I don't have to worry about blue anymore. I'm going to just... Oops. I'm going to just do this. There we go. Okay. So now 60, which means that okay. So Fischl needs to be leveled up to 60 and Bennett needs to be leveled up to 60.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
That way I don't have to worry about blue materials anymore. So that's what we're going to focus first. I'm going to get Fischl. I'm going to get Fischl up to 60. I'm going to get Bennett up to 60. And then I will get everybody else up to 60. Or then I'll focus on those who need to be leveled up. I think that's the best idea. So with that being said, let me grab more of this stuff. And then yes, I think, being honest, I'm going to say that tomorrow we are going to play Genshin.
Truly is.
I think tomorrow is going to be a Genshin day where we focus on getting all this stuff taken care of. So we're going to focus on doing ley lines, we're going to be focusing on doing domains, getting battle pass stuff, and moving from there. With that being said, that is going to be it for Genshin for right now. Let me go grab my Switch, and in a moment we will be right back with Monster Hunter. So I'm going to put on some music for y'all. Okay, that screen is dead. My screen just died. Hello? Why are you over here? That was weird. Sure, let's do this song. I love this song. See you guys in a bit.